The carnal mind. To be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is in enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, nor indeed can it be. So then, those who are in the flesh cannot please God. Romans 8, verses 6 to 8. For he who sows to the flesh will of the flesh reap corruption, but he who sows to the Spirit will of the Spirit reap everlasting life. Galatians 6 and verse 8. Adulteresses, do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with God? Whoever therefore wants to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. James 4 and verse 4. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Proverbs 14 and verse 12. For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now I tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Christ, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, whose glory is in their shame, who set their mind on earthly things. Philippians 3, 18 to 19. But she who lives in pleasure is dead while she lives. 1 Timothy 5, 6. No one engaged in warfare entangles himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who enlisted him as a soldier. Flee also youthful lust, but pursue righteousness, faith, love, peace with those who call on the Lord out of a pure heart. 2 Timothy 2 verse 4 and 22. For men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control, brutal, despisers of good, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power. And from such people turn away. For of this sort are those who creep into households and make captives of gullible women, loaded down with sins, led away by various lusts, always learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. 2 Timothy 3, 2 verse 7. I've come across these things in ministry. Beloved, I beg you, as sojourners and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts which war against the soul. 1 Peter 2 and verse 11. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world is passing away, and the lust thereof. But he who does the will of God abides forever. 1 John 2, 15 to 17. Be encouraged by that. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable, perfect will of God. Romans 12, verses 1 and 2. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. Philippians 2 and verse 5. You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. Isaiah 26 and verse 3. Set your mind on things above, not on things on the earth. Therefore, put to death your members which are on the earth: fornication, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, covetousness, which is idolatry. Colossians 3, 2 and 5. Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there's any virtue, if there's anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things. Philippians 4 verse 8.